Okay, this is part two because the other one got cut off when I was pushing the button or whatever by accident. But if you watch the show American Idol, then there was a winner called named Jordan Sparks, I think, and she just also posted something that said she has something like anxiety or something or can't get any rest. So if you notice, the whole world is just screaming out the whole thing, the whole the whole message that everybody's just tired. Everybody goes through these things. The theme of these days is to always be on the grind, always hustle, always get out there and be at work, 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 and that's what's respected in the world. But God respects work, work too for us. He wants us to work. These days people are having multiple jobs and more. I'm having two, but I make sure that I have balance. You can balance your life with work and peace. And that's important because even when God created the world, He created the world. He took every moment of those 6 days to create it. And on the seventh day, He stepped back, looked at His work, and said, "Oh, it's good." And He took a rest on the seventh day. And if God took a rest, then we definitely need a rest too. So it goes back to how can you rest? In God, in Jesus Christ, in God's Word. God's word definitely brings peace. I am a witness of myself because in my own life, I have so many things that I could focus on, so many things that I could worry about. But somehow at the end of the day, I'm light, I'm carefree. Like it's mentioned in this verse, it says, those who are like little children. Pretty much, I have that carefreeness of where I'm able to just be carefree and not have all those problems on me. If something arises, I know that God handles it. Um, that's where rest comes from. Put all your problems on God. Something may come up, whether it be whatever. It could be emotionally, in a relationship, financially, whatever your problem is. I just heard also, I was watching this show from Andrew Womack, and he said, he was talking about anxiety and all that other stuff too. And he's like, people allow their emotions to control them pretty much. If you happen to be run out of gas, you're on your way to work and you come in the car and you realize you're out of gas. Well, some people will hold something like that in them and be mad about it for the whole day instead of letting it go. And he mentioned something which will apply to this too. He said, think about this. In 1,000 years, will any of this matter? Will it really be life changing if you think about it years from now? No. So why bring those things with you? You're going to get through this. You're going to go to the gas station, get gas, and go on your way. Don't put little things and let them stack up in your life because there's no way you can be carefree if you're worried about everything. Oh, this is going to happen. That's going to happen. You're in a panic. You're in a rush. Be at peace, and to be at peace, it goes along, everything goes hand in hand. If you're doing bad things, um, people call it karma or whatever, bad things usually come back or surround you. If you're doing good things, sometimes bad things surround you anyway, but still at the same time, even though bad things surround you, you can still be at peace and know that God's got your back. So, bad things can come regardless if you're doing good or bad. But if you're somebody who is encouraging strife, problems, if you gossip a lot, usually you're going to find yourself in a whirlwind of people who are surrounding you who like to do the same thing. So of course you're going to have all this drama going on and you're wondering, why is my life so hectic? Why am I going through all these problems? Well, take a look around at your circle, because in your circle, if you people like to flock to people who are like them. I'm not a gossiper, so you don't really see people. I'm not going to be hanging out with people who are gossiping all day and all this other stuff. I don't care about that. So I won't be around gossipers because I don't enjoy gossiping about anyone else. But someone who enjoys gossip, which is a really like a trend today, it's seen as a normalcy. Like, of course, I'm going to gossip about whatever I see. Let's chat about this person, or let's chat about this, or, tear somebody down instead of building up. People like to get in because it's like an excitement. It's almost like a thrill, a rush, or a high where you get to get together and tear somebody down, and then, you're on with your day. But you don't realize at the same time, because we're all connected, you end up tearing yourself down in the sense of things. You might think you're tearing one person down, but you're tearing yourself down because you're participating in all this negative activity, and all that negativity activity is going to come back to you eventually in one way or the other. And You can call it karma, consequences, whatever you want to call it. It's just the principles of life. Everything adds up. I mean, and that's what you get. You put out bad, you get bad back. You put out good, you might get bad back. But at the end of everything, there's a judgment where God gives you the good that you deserve. Whether I also, oh my gosh, I ran into so many things that apply to this message today. I reposted something on my social media where it said, dang it, what was it? I could probably look it up, but I'm trying to remember. Pretty much God is the defender of you, so don't worry about it. You might be getting bad right now, but at the end of all things, God is the judger, and He's the one who determines what you get. So you'll go into eternity having the blessings that you should have gotten while you were on earth. Because that's what it was. If, of course, this is famous. Everybody knows this line where it says in the Bible, if they hated Jesus Christ, of course they're gonna hate on you. Jesus Christ, somebody walking the earth doing nothing but good and constantly just having haters just following him on purpose just so they can try to tear him down and look for a way to destroy and kill him. Can you believe that? People like to, I like to be optimistic and say the world is good, but I am also open to the fact that there are two teams playing in the world, one which is good and one that is all about not good. And when good makes an appearance anywhere, there's always going to be the opposite team that's going to try to find a way, one way or the other, to try to tear down the good team in one way or the other. So yeah, that's the famous line from the Bible. If Jesus Christ himself, the one who's perfect, the one who's there's nobody in this world, I believe, that has done as many works as Jesus has done for people. So he's got these groups of crowds following him, and he's doing miracles by the day for them, healing them, raising them from the dead, curing them, healing blindness, healing sicknesses, illnesses, doing all this for free. I mean, people are used to having a doctor bill, but Jesus came on the scene, and he's doing all these works for free. So he's got these crowds following him, not to be a benefit to him, but to take from him. And he's not asking for anything in return. He's just saying, you know what? I'm here to spread this message. This is my work. I'm going to do it well. And I'm here for you. But at the end of the day, not one of those people stood up and said, hey, choose Barabbas to kill. Don't kill Jesus. No. Everybody was just on the team of what was most popular. And that's usually what goes on in the world. Whatever is most popular, that's what people are going to choose, no matter if it's right or wrong. If it's more popular, people will pop on that side and say, you know what? I don't want to be the one who's standing all alone. I want to get on the side that's popular. So I don't care if he healed me a million times. I'm going to get over here. So if God himself, Jesus Christ, can walk this earth and be disrespected in that manner, then of course any believer of Jesus Christ has to realize that there are going to be trials, difficulties, things that aren't pleasant that you're going to go through. Even though you're doing the right things, you still might not get right back. But that's the great thing about God, because at the very end of the day, he is the judge of all things and he makes things right. So back to the specific verse where it says, it was what, Matthew 11:28 today. Come to me, come to me, all of you who are tired from the heavy burden you have been forced to carry. I will give you rest. Accept my teaching. Learn from me. I am gentle and humble in spirit, and you will be able to get some rest. And that's what we're all searching for, a gentle, humble spirit, because that's where peace lies at. Peace is not going to lie in a cocky or arrogant spirit, or, or someone who's not humble or gentle. That's not where peace lies. But Jesus Christ has a spirit that brings peace. And if you find yourself in any of these situations that I talked about today, if you're panicked, have anxiety, have stress on you, can't sleep, can't eat, aren't functioning right, don't know what's going on, take a moment to calm yourself, first of all. Look into your life and see, who are you around? Second of all, that's usually the number one trigger. Who's around you? And what is this person making you have to be going through or put up with? Third of all, after you realize that, it's a way to reverse how you're feeling. Go to God's Word. Read Jesus' message. Even if you don't have to even read the whole Bible. Read where Jesus is at. You can choose any of the first 4 books of the New Testament. Matthew, Mark was the other one. Matthew, Mark, I think is Luke and John. Yeah. So read any of those. Either one of those four books tells you the full moment that Jesus Christ was on earth. Read any of those. That's the whole story of Jesus, pretty much. And you'll see as you're reading, his spirit will lift out the page, get into you, calm you, bring you peace, let you know there's not really nothing to worry about. You've gotten through yesterday and the day before that, so you'll get through tomorrow just fine. You don't have to worry about anything, have any depressing feelings, none of that stuff. You can be free in your spirit like a child with imagination, having hope for the future, knowing everything will be good. So just check those out if you want to just start there. If you haven't been a Bible reader or somebody interested in opening up, you can't still panic. There's four books at the very start of the New Testament: Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. They tell the story of Jesus Christ. Let him speak to your spirit. Calm yourself, relax. Put on your MP3 or MP4, whatever. Play it in your ear. Just sit back and listen. You don't even have to read it. Just let it pour into your spirit and just keep on letting it, get into you. Keep on revisiting those books and you'll see your anxiety will go away. God is the healer of everything, so you don't have to deal with things alone. If I know I can get through the things I've been through, then you can get through the things that you are going through. And I walk at the end of my days, I have a happy spirit. I'm good. I'm straight. I have no problems. So everything is just clear for me, and it's a good I feel blessed that I'm able to put any troubles to the side and then automatically hop back and be my same pleasant self. It's almost like a miracle to me and myself. So if you are going through those things, just consider what I'm saying today. It's a lot of stress, a lot of strife, a lot of competitions, a lot of things that people are trying to keep up with the Joneses and stuff. And that's what's putting stress on people's life. But find satisfaction in yourself. If you are satisfied where you're at, don't let anybody tell you you're low or anything like that make you feel low, because you'll never ever be the highest in the world. I don't care if you've gotten to be president of the United States. Like I've said before, that's usually pretty much, if you're the president of the United States, you're almost like president of the world, because we're like a leading country. But even if you're president, you'll never be the highest. You'll never have the most money. You'll never have none of that, because you know what? God owns it all. He's the one who puts it down here. If you're in need of anything, he can set things up where you get what you are needing. If God sees you have a need, he's going to provide for you, especially if you're coming to him in prayer and respecting him and changing your lifestyle to match up with him. He definitely has a responsibility to care for you. So he's going to actually help you out of your situation, definitely. He has a responsibility, or else he wouldn't be called God. God. So take it upon yourself to almost like challenge God. Like, I believe you at this day. I'm going to change my life around. Do what you want me to do. I'm going to read your word to see what I am supposed to do. And in the meantime, you see that I have all these things going on. Show me the way out of this. Show me how to get help in my situation. Can you help me? And definitely he will stand up and stand out in your life. But that is everything I have to say for this subject. It's a big subject I could talk for years about, but I will let you go for the night because it is 8 o'clock now, and I will leave you with this prayer. What is it? The Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, holy is your name. Your kingdom will come, and your will be done on this earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive those who have debts against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For it's yours. That's the kingdom and power and glory forever. In Jesus' name, amen. Have a good day.